Nice to finally meet you, Ryan.
Yes.
How you been doing then?
I've been pretty good.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Well, the first question is the most obvious one. How's the tour gone so far?
It's been real good. We're about, I guess, a little over a week in now, and turnout's been good, and it's been a good tour so far.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. We've heard from some of our readers. I'm not sure how much of this is true. Apparently, Bart hasn't been seen on stage throughout the tour.
Yeah.
Is this true? And if so, why?
Yeah. He moved out to California, and he's been doing like some recording and like mixing and mastering bands and stuff like that. So he's just been taking like some time off tour right now. He's still in the band. He's just
that's good to hear then.
Yeah. He's just not touring with us at the moment.
All right. The next few questions are basically about the new album Ritual. How did the writing process go for that one? I mean, did you guys get together in the studio and sort of write it there, or did you sort of each go off on your own little thing and just sort of write little bits for it?
Basically what happened, me and Brian were demoing like songs, so we would write songs and then program drums to them.
Yeah.
And he lives in Detroit and I live in Chicago, so we were just writing songs that way, and then we were done, we would send them to each other, and if we liked it, then then it would be fine, and if not, we would give each other what we did or did not like about it, and then we change it. So basically the whole album was written that way, and we eventually had all these songs that were programmed drums with rough guitar.
Yeah.
And then Shannon learned them and went to the studio. We really didn't play them any beforehand, before recording. It was just kind of Shannon went and we basically recorded the whole album, and then we had to go back and learn how to play it together. But,
yeah. Right. Were there any sort of major influences or inspiration behind the writing process for Ritual?
I guess just the usual stuff, like Carcass and some of the Swedish mellow death stuff and Morbid Angel, and maybe some small bits of black metal.
Yeah.
But that's about it though. Nothing out of the ordinary, just the usual stuff.
Yeah. So how do you feel it compares to the past 4 albums then?
I think it's a bit more progressive, I guess, with the songwriting. Brian has a way he writes stuff, and I have a way I write stuff, and it's very similar, but in some ways it's different. And then with the added the string sections and stuff like that, that was made the songs a bit more unique in a sense. We'd never done that before. And then there was parts with piano or acoustic guitar or something like that. So
yeah.
And so I think that's probably the main difference. Some there's a couple songs in there that are sort of slower and stuff. So.
Excellent. What's being the highlight of the tour so far then for you guys?
Let me think. Last night was pretty good. Manchester was pretty good.
Yeah.
And the London shows were good. So there's been a few highlights. Hopefully tonight will be another one.
Excellent. Next few questions, just the basic ones really. Of all the tours you've played so far, which one would you say has been your favourite one?
All the tours I've played so far, what is my favorite tour? I don't know, I'd probably say the Mayhem tour we did in 2009 in America.
Yeah.
It was that was really good, because it was us. It was us, Behemoth, Slayer was on that. Joffrey Cowboy. And it was our whole Cannibal Corpse was on it. Basically a bunch of our label mates were on it, and it was just a good tour. It was a big tour. It was real easy to do. So yeah, that's probably my favorite one, I'd say.
Yeah. Similar to that question about tours, what's been the favourite festival of yours that you've played so far?
Outdoor festival.
Oh, any sort of festival, really.
Okay. I guess probably Sonosphere over here. That was that's pretty awesome. And
Yeah.
what else have we done? Hellfest is always fun. I don't know. There's been a lot of them. Summer Breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of cool ones.
Yeah. Well, like we're still early on in 2012. Do you guys have like any big plans for the rest of the year?
We're gonna go down to Australia and do the Soundwave Festival down there. And let's see, we're gonna do some Asia stuff, and then we're gonna do a tour in March, which is gonna be us, Nile, Skeleton Witch, who are with us right now, and Our Penance from Italy, and that'll be in March to April. And then I'm sure we'll have some more stuff after that, but yeah, that's basically up to April.
Yeah, sounds good. Now, this one's sort of more a political-based question to do with the recent SOPA and PIPA acts in America. For you, as a musician, if they were to be passed by Congress, how would you feel as a musician it would like affect your career? As well as like the music industry as a whole.
Is that the censoring the internet thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like I've been reading some about it, but I definitely don't think it's a good thing. I don't think censoring the internet is like a good thing at all. I mean, the internet's like one of the only things, if not the only thing out there that's still like pretty much like, you can. It's kind of like the Wild West or something. It's like, you can find all types of shit on there. So. It's like I don't think censoring it's a good idea. I mean, I think that's a terrible idea, because that just limits your information. The one good thing the internet's allowed people to do is just like, find information on everything, to some extent. So I think that's a bad thing. If you can censor, if that ever went through, if you can censor. Music's totally censorable, so I don't think, I think it would be like, sites that somebody might want to go to, like metal, whether it be metal sites or anything, anything could be censored at, the powers that be over what they consider, bad, so, I think it would definitely be negative for us.
Yeah.
I kind of think that the way, like, people are dealing with it, as far as I've seen on the Facebook, I don't know, man, I just think, like, I don't know, I think, I think America has a big problem with like, people are real down with like protesting something as long as they don't have to really like get out of their seat and do anything about it,
Yeah.
So basically it's not doing anything. It's like, it's like real easy to sit there at your computer and be like, oh, this sucks. I'll type in my name and my password, hit sign. That's not doing shit, You might be signing a petition, but dude, like, and I'm not saying that I'm doing anything more, but I'm just, that's my opinion on that though.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm glad that, people I'm glad that there's a lot of people that don't want it to pass.
Yeah.
In some ways, this might sound like a really messed up thing to say. In some ways, I think it would almost be better for it to pass, and then people would actually have to do something about it, rather than just like sit there and click a button and think you're doing something. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents.
I see where you're coming from, don't worry about it. What would you say has been the highlight of your career so far, then?
I don't know. There's just been so many. Just being able to go places like that we've never been before, or even like I've never been before. Like playing like somewhere like Tokyo, Japan, or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a highlight. And just coming like to Europe, like playing like the festivals and stuff over here. It's always like high on my list of things I look forward to every year. And I don't know. Just a lot of stuff. Just seeing the albums do well and people come out to your shows,
Yeah. This is a bit of an odd one, but if you could replace the soundtrack of any film or TV show or whatever with your own music, which one would you choose and why?
Oh man, that's a hard question. My own music and why? I guess I'd have to think of. Oh man, I don't know. I don't really know. That's a really hard question. I think the show Family Matters, the one that used to have Steve Urkel and all that stuff. I think the music. I think the theme song for it's great. I mean, I think maybe they could play like a little more like, I don't know, like some Coltrane or something in between, like some more like old jazzier stuff. I don't know. That's a hard question. It's a very hard question.
Yeah. Right. So let's talk post-tour now. Do you guys have any plans, like straight after the tour? Like, will you be hitting the studio to write some new stuff, or?
Well, after this tour, we're gonna go home for like a week.
Yeah.
And like literally be home for about a week, and then have to fly like to Asia or somewhere, and then we'll be home for like a couple weeks and then do another tour. But we probably will start. I'd say working, probably trying to come up, with stuff for a new album. Probably this time, probably later in the year, actually, like more toward the end of fall.
Yeah.
Like next December, and then I mean, if we do it like last album, around this time next year, we'll be getting ready to go in the studio for a new album. So, I mean, I don't really know how it's going to pan out, but I would say that definitely here, probably the next few months, that we'll probably start trying to come up with some new stuff.
Yeah. Next couple of questions, which are actually the last few ones. These are questions asked by our readers. One of them's asked, with the band's rise in success over the years, do you feel that the success has made like everyday life for you easier or harder?
I mean, I would definitely say easier, because I mean, it's easier now, for us to like live off the band. So, it's like definitely that makes it easier because you don't have to like go home and try to work while you're home, and it just makes everything like, okay, this is what we do. So, I mean, I think it's made it easier. I really can't think of any reason why I would have ever made it harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another fan question. Do you feel that the extreme metal scene has changed from when you guys first formed back in 2001?
Well, me being a new member, I've been in the band for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, but I've kept up with the band like pretty much their whole career. I think it's changed. I think in America or even all over. I think a lot of new bands have come up. Of course, over like the past 10 years or so. But even in America, because I remember, back when like Black Dahlia was first starting, like I even had like some of the demos, and then when the first full length came out, that was like one of the first bands, that sort of like one of the newer metal blade bands that was like, oh, well, this is like a real death metal band. It's like sort of starting to do well, and I mean. And even after that, I mean, there were bands around then like Vehemence that was on Metal Blade and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I think there's more bands like that now, like more extreme bands. It's easier now to look out there and just find like a lot of like underground death metal. I mean, even on our own label and like other labels like Willow Tip or Unique Leader or something like that.
Yeah. Right, last question then. What's the like sort of most prized item or possession that you can't literally go on tour without? Well, aside from your instrument, obviously.
Yeah. That's easy, man. It's either my laptop, iPhone, or iPad. It's one of those.
Yeah.
I could probably go on tour as long as I had one of those.
Yeah.
If you can give me one, I don't have to have the other two. So. Easy.
Alright, thanks for that then, Ryan, and we're looking forward to the show tonight.
Yeah, thank you.